Hey everybody, Scott Wikle. You're listening to Sunday Country Gospel right here on MKOCRadio.com. Got a country music legend with me today who has just released a brand new album on Heart of Texas Records called I'd Love to Tell the Story. And he's here today to tell us the story of these great songs, and we're going to play a bunch of them for you. It's my honor to welcome Tony Booth to the show. Tony, how are you today?
I'm great, Scott. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. Always a pleasure to talk with you. We always have such a great time.
Absolutely.
I really did enjoy our talk with Dennis Stromat about your tribute album, and man, what a great project that is.
It sure was. I was proud to have my name on that. They did an excellent job.
They really put it together great. Lots of great people on there, and it was fun. And we really surprised Dennis. He did not know that you were going to be on that interview, so we really got him.
Yeah. Good thing he wasn't saying nothing bad, huh?
That's right. No doubt about it. Well, you are staying busy. Lots of great dates coming up. We're going to talk about those too, but I want to get right to the heart of the matter and talk about this brand new album. This is the first time that you've released a gospel CD. Is that correct?
That's right. I've released like on the last three CDs, including the ones I did with Daryl McCall and Curtis Potter, the Survivor series. I put one on each one of those, so I've had three single gospel songs released, but never a complete CD. No.
So, what made you decide to do it now?
Well, I always wanted to do it. Way back when I was a young man, my grandmother wanted me to do one really bad, and then, of course, my mother as well. And sadly, they both passed before I ever had a chance to do one. I mean, it's just you have to get to a certain position, I think, before you can just say, "This is what I want to do." You know, most of the time you're doing what the producers want you to do, or the label, or whatever. But Tracy's such a good guy, and the Heart of Texas is an awesome label to be with. So I just thought this was the time to go for it. So that's what we did.
You know, the last few years there seems to be a big trend toward gospel music, and a lot of artists are doing gospel recordings, and it just seems like there's more of a demand, and I think maybe that has something to do with the way our world is right now. I think we all could use a pretty positive message like what you're presenting here.
Well, I think you're right. The government of the world has come so hard down on Christianity in particular, and basically the religions that we have a partnership with, and of course they kind of ignore the radical ones, which really need to be reined in. But so I think, yeah, this is just like, they says the evil prospers when good men do nothing. So we got to fight back.
Amen to that. No doubt about it. Well, you struck a pretty good blow with this album. You've got some fantastic songs on here. How did you choose the songs that you wanted to record? I'm sure you probably had a bunch of them. How did you narrow it down to 12 songs for this project?
It's hard to do, but my thought was that it probably won't be the last one, hopefully. And I like my gospel music like I like country music. I like the old stuff. I mean, the ones that tell the story, and praise and worship music, it's fine, and it gets people excited and ready to worship. But I just think there's still a place for the old songs that tell why are you praising and why are you worshiping. This is the reason, and it tells the story, of why. So.
Absolutely. Well, traditionally country music has always been intertwined with gospel music. You go back to the Grand Ole Opry in the 50s, and I've got a bunch of the old Opry radio shows from back then, and they always do at least one gospel song on every single radio show. And many stars have done gospel records over the years, and it just seems to always be a hand-in-hand fit. And I think that country music people anyway, are very Christian people, and they're always very receptive to these kinds of albums.
Yeah, that's true. It's all about the common man. That's what the country music was all about. And common man used to go to church every Sunday, so I'm not sure if that's still the case, but a lot of them do. And I had people tell me that run record stores and stuff that gospel is their best selling stuff. So obviously somebody still liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do obviously this show every Sunday, and it's we've been doing it for about a year, and it's our listeners are right up there. We get more and more every week, and lots of requests. So I know everybody's going to be anxious to hear your music on this brand new CD. And I do want to say a big shout out to Tracy Pitt Cox. I just have so much respect and admiration for him with everything he does. He is a true ambassador to real country music, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he really is, and it was a passion since he was a young man. I don't know if you know the story, but when he was 15 years old, he booked his first show, and it was Kitty Wells and Johnny Wright.
Oh, wow.
And that's how impassioned he is about the roots of our music. So for a 15-year-old to love Kitty Wells and Johnny Wright, that says something, you know.
You betcha. You betcha.
If he hasn't changed at all, he's still just as big a fan and historian as he ever was. So.
That's why I like him. I have so many great discussions with him. I was born and raised on real country music, and my family's all musical, and we just it's in the blood. You just can't deny it.
Oh, sure, yeah, you bet.
Well, this album is called I Love to Tell the Story. It is available right now on Heart of Texas Records. You can pick it up at the Ernest Tubb Record Shop in Nashville, Tennessee. It's also available at hillbillyhits.com, and you can also go to Tony's website at tonybooth.homestead.com, and we'll have all that information on our social media for you as well, so you can get this great project. Tony, I noticed you did, some of the staples, of course, the old Rugged Cross, Peace in the Valley, Precious Memories, and you picked out one that I really just absolutely was enthralled with, and I think it might be the best cut on the album in my opinion. It's a Bill and Gloria Gaither tune called Because He Lives. Tell me a little bit about that.
Like you said, it was so hard to pick stuff, and I went I wasn't going to do Rugged Cross because it had been done so many times, and I thought, you know what, that's no reason not to do it. The reason it's done so many times is because people love it. So I did do that, but the Gaither song, I'm a big fan of the Gaithers and all, so it's just, I don't know, it's something that struck a chord in me, and I'm a melody freak, I like melody in addition to words, and some songs I just like the way they sound, and it's probably no more complicated than that. But and you'll notice I did pretty much of a variety.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about. I've always wanted to sing Ghost Riders in the Sky. And a lot of people don't realize that's a gospel song.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it is. And, they don't really listen to the words. They just hear it. So that one, and then Wayfaring Stranger was a little bit out there in left field, and then the Andre Crouch song, I've always really liked that a lot too. That Blood Will Never Lose Its Power.
Oh yeah.
So it was a hard choice to pick and choose, and the one song I learned it from my brother, that Del Rey song, The Old Man Is Dead.
Yeah.
Man, that's just a cool song as far as I'm concerned. And then I met a lady last weekend at Tracy's anniversary show, and he was her pastor.
Is that right?
So, yeah. So whenever she saw that I recorded that song, it freaked her out. So it was pretty neat.
That's great. I was tuned into that show. That was fantastic. Boy, you guys really packed on the stars on that show, man. It was just like boom, boom, boom. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. We have a good time. There's a large percentage of the people who do our kind of music is all under one roof there for a couple of weekends in March in Brady, Texas.
That's amazing. It sounds like it was a great show, packed house. And folks, you can listen to that. It's Ernest Tubb Record Shop.com has a archive page of the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree broadcast, and you can listen to the Heart of Texas anniversary show on there in its entirety. It's on there, so you can take a listen to it. I've always been a big fan of the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree. I've gotten to be there a few times, and just have so much reverence for what it stands for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a thrill for me to do it. I hosted it a few times, and then we make our trek once a year to Nashville and I always do the Midnight Jamboree with our group, the Texas musicians and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to catch that one of these days. I missed it last time. You guys were there the weekend before I was, and I almost got it, but one of these days I'm going to get there for that.
We're not going to go this year because we have a cruise, an Alaskan cruise that we're doing in August, so it would conflict with the timing would conflict with the Nashville thing. You know, like too much activity. Us old folks can't handle all that stress.
I understand. Well, that's the Heart of Texas Alaskan Cruise. It's going to be August 2nd through the 9th. And you can get more information at hillbillyhits.com on that as well. A lot of great stars, including Tony Booth, will be on that. And we're going to, let's take a little break, Tony. I want to play a few of these songs from this album. We'll come back and talk some more about it if you got a few minutes. And I'm anxious to get some of these on the air for the listeners. Listen to some of these great tracks from Tony Booth. Brand new album, I Love to Tell the Story. It's available at hillbillyhits.com, Heart of Texas Records, and also the Ernest Hub Record Shop in Nashville, Tennessee. Stay with us. We'll come back and talk to Tony again right after we play these great songs for you as My Kind of Country. Sunday Country Gospel continues.
God sent his son. They call him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. How sweet to hold a newborn baby and feel the pride and joy he gives. But greater still, that calm assurance, this child can face uncertain days because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Because he lives. Because he lives. Then one day I'll cross that river, I'll fight life's final war with pain. And then as death gives way to victory, I'll see the lights of glory, and I'll know he reigns. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow, because he lives. All fear is gone, because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Oh, the blood that Jesus shed for me, way, way back on Calvary. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. Oh, you see, it soothes all my doubts and calms all my fears. And this saved blood, Lord, you know it dries all my tears. The blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose its power. And it reaches to the highest mountain as it flows to the lowest valley. Yes, that blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose its power. And it reaches to the highest mountain, and as it flows to the lowest valley, yes, that blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose. No, it will never lose. It will never lose its power. Book went riding out one dark and stormy day. On a ridge he rested as he went along his way. But all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw, plowing through the ragged sky and up the cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. The horns were black and shiny, and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky. Saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the sky. Faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught 'em yet. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire. As they ride on, hear their cry. As the riders loped on by, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell, riding on our range, cowboy, change your ways today, over this you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky.
All right, that is Tony Booth, brand new music. His gospel CD, I Love to Tell the Story, has just been released on Heart of Texas Records. Folks, you can pick that up at hillbillyhits.com. Also at the Ernest Tubb Record Shop in Nashville, Tennessee, down on Broadway Street. And you can also visit tonybooth.homestead.com and pick up Tony's great music there, as well as this brand new gospel CD. Tony, I was surprised that you didn't record the song I Love to Tell the Story on this project.
Well, you know, that, to tell the truth, I never thought of it. and you're always trying to come up with a name, and I'm usually pretty good at that. And it just really. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, it went dead. I might be talking to the wind. So I don't know. It just the idea is I like to tell, like this, give the background of why I do what I do, why I believe what I believe, and that phrase. And I realized then, whenever I said that is a song, but it still was appropriate, I think, title for this because I'm telling the story. So I don't know. I might do that one day. It is a good song, but I wasn't thinking of that song at all. There's just a lot of stuff from childhood that I remember, and so they'll. Probably, like I said, I'm sure there'll be more in the future, I hope. And but yeah, the song didn't occur to me until after I was already through with the project, and I was trying to come up with a name for it. and that popped into my head, and I thought, that's pretty cool because there's actually a song by that too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you surprised me there with that. Well, I'm glad you chose what you did, and one of the songs that is it's one of my favorites of all time, and I actually the first time I heard it was Conway Twitty did it, and of course it's written by the great Chris Christopherson, and you've got one of my very favorite people and singers in the world on this with you, Justin Trevino,
Oh yeah,
on Why
yeah.
Me Lord. That's just gorgeous. Gave me goosebumps, man.
That's just a great song. I've always liked to do that one, and he was just such a, well, still is. He's not dead. He's such a great writer. He's more like a poet to me than he is a writer,
Yeah.
and he just has such a way with words, and that's a great message. I mean, why me, Lord? But I didn't deserve any of this. One of the songs that I had on one of those other albums was oh man, now I'm having a mental block. Who am I?
Oh yeah.
Which is the same idea as why me, Lord? Who am I to deserve this blessings and stuff?
Absolutely.
Didn't deserve any of it, so. But I've always liked the Christopherson song. So I just try to pick out some ones that really jumped out at me, and like you said, it's hard to narrow it down. But and I'm sure as I get some feedback from this, people will say, well, I wish you'd have done this one or that one. So I'll probably do that. Probably the one I won't do it is just because it's really overdone. It's How Great Thou Art. I mean, that song is, and Justin did it. You don't need to do it after Justin's done it. There ain't nothing like it. So.
I agree with you there. Well, your version of "Why Me, Lord" was just fabulous. That's we were talking earlier about songs like "Ghost Riders in the Sky." They kind of transcend the musical genres, and "Why Me, Lord" is one of those what I call an upper echelon of songs. There are certain songs that just there's something about them that just put them a cut above the rest, and that's certainly one of those songs. I think, don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Another one that I liked. I have trouble remembering names sometimes. Dottie Rambo, I think, did the gospel version of Danny Boy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You looked beyond my faults and saw my needs. I mean, that would be one that I would consider the next time around too. Because I love Danny Boy, and that's just a beautiful song, and that a lot of people are not familiar with the Rambo song, so that would be another good one to think about.
Absolutely. Well, you certainly got the pipes for it, and you're sounding great too. And this album really it's produced so well and sounds great. And tell me about some of the pickers on this project.
It's some Nashville guys, and I've never been. I don't know anybody really. Justin is the only one that I cooperated with, person to person.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been there's people that know more about my career than I do. And seriously, look, names and dates and I just have never. I was always living for the moment, I guess. And looking back, I wish I would have been more detail oriented, like taking pictures. When I worked at the Palomino Club, I played with all the stars and interacted with just about all of them over the years, and I never had my picture taken with maybe a half a dozen of them, and so I really regret not doing that. So.
I've become more conscious of that in recent years. Of course, nowadays it's nothing to take a picture. You got your phone, you got your iPad, you got whatever. You can take pictures the drop of a hat. Back then, it was like you got to carry this big old clunky camera around. You got to go get the film developed.
Oh yeah.
So I've become more conscious of that as I get to meet with people, and I try to make sure I do get pictures because you're right. That's those are great memories, and so a lot of that stuff never will happen again. So you want to treasure those. So are you one of those artists that doesn't have all their records and doesn't keep track of that stuff?
That's pretty much true. My manager's got all of them, but I get one and. Like a copy of the new CD, and I'll lay it somewhere. I won't put it back in its proper folder, so I can never find any of my stuff. Because like people send me demos and stuff to listen to, and people give me CDs, and it's just a mess. I don't have any kind of organization at all.
Okay, Tony, remind me never to loan you any of my CDs, okay?
Well, if you did something valuable, I'd make sure I kept track of it. Yeah, I'm not a good historian or librarian, I'll tell you.
Love it. I talk to so many artists like that. I guess to me it kind of amazes me. It's like I remember I was talking to T.G. Shepherd a couple years ago, and his first recording was under the name of Billy Browder, and just so happened that I had the 45, and he didn't have it and hadn't had it, and that just amazed me. I thought, well, you ought to have at least your first record, So I sent it to him, and he was so tickled to get that thing, and I just couldn't believe he didn't have it.
That's funny.
Well, you got a lot of great stuff coming up. Tony Booth Day, the 12th annual, is going to be held May the 4th in Pearland, Texas. And you got, I believe, Marty Haggard is going to be on that show with you.
That's going to be really, really a fun show. We always have a great time. I get Johnny Bush and Daryl McCall and late Frenchie Berg, people like that. And so this is our first time to have Marty, and I'm really looking forward to that. I was a big fan of his, and of course a big fan of Merle and everybody. So it's going to be exciting.
You bet.
It's going to do well. It's going to do well.
You betcha. And then you're doing some Heart of Texas Summer Roadshow dates this summer. You're going to be in Nebraska, Illinois, Missouri, and Tennessee. And see, that's with Landon Dodd, Justin Trevino, and Dennis Stroman and yourself. Man, what a great show that'll be.
I'm really looking forward to that. We did one last year. We did Nebraska and Missouri and North Texas, which is like a different state.
Yeah.
It's huge. There's all kinds of personalities and weather and accents. I mean, it's just quite a place. So it's like a different state, North Texas. So this time, we get to add Illinois, which Illinois is a great state for me next to Texas, which I live here. I work in Illinois probably more than any other single state.
Oh, yeah. A lot of great country music fans there.
A lot of good country.
I think
a lot
Dennis,
of good players up there, too.
I think Dennis Stroman is from Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
He sure is, yeah.
Well, that'll be great. Well,
Well,
folks.
yeah, it'll be exciting to have him working with us. Like, he's just a great musician, great singer, and a good guy. So.
Oh, he sure is. I'm so glad when you see younger people like that taking an interest and putting out some real good country music, Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Well, folks, again, you can go to hillbillyhits.com. All that information is there, and we'll keep sharing it on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country as well. And Tony's new album is called I Love to Tell the Story, 12 Great Gospel Songs. Heart of Texas Records. It's available at hillbillyhits.com, tonybooth.homestead.com, and, of course, the Ernest Tubb Records Shop in Nashville, Tennessee. And I just bet if you get a chance to go see any of these great Heart of Texas shows that they're going to have copies of these available there, too, right?
You bet, Scott. We sure will.
All right. Well, Tony, as always, I sure enjoyed talking with you. Thank you so much for taking time, and we're going to play some more of the songs from this great album, and I hope that my listeners will go out and pick up a copy of this. And thanks so much for taking time to be on the show.
Well, I appreciate it, Scott, and thanks for all you do for all of us. So we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, it is my honor, and thanks again to Lynn Brown for setting this up for us today. Tony Booth, folks, on My Kind of Country as we continue with Sunday Country Gospel. Here's some more great songs from I Love to Tell the Story. Tony, thanks again.
Thank you, Scott.
Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's brave. We must make run successful from the cradle to the grave. Watch the curves that fills the tunnel, never falter, never fade. Keep your hands upon the throttle and your eyes upon the rail. Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach that blissful shore where the angels wait to join us in thy praise forevermore. as you rolled across the trestle, spanning Jordan's swelling tide. You behold Union Depot, into which your train will glide. There you'll meet the superintendent, God the Father, God the Son, with a heartbeat joyous greeting, weary pilgrim, welcome home. Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach that blissful shore, where the angels wait to join us in God's grace forevermore. Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach that blissful shore, where the angels wait to join us in God's grace forevermore, where the angels wait to join us in God's grace forevermore. Now and then, an old friend of mine I hadn't seen for some time will stop by and ask me where I've been, what's on my mind. They wonder why I'm not drinking, still painting the old town red. I just tell them I'm serving Jesus now, and the old man is dead. And the man you see before you may look a lot same, and I may wear the same clothes, have the same old name, but you're looking on the outside. If you could see inside instead, see a brand new man, 'cause the old man is dead. I used to live such a wicked life. Had no peace inside. I was lost in darkness, searching for the light. Then one night in a little church, after hearing what the preacher said. I gave my life to Jesus, and now the old man is dead. And the man you see before you, they look a lot the same. And I may wear the same clothes, have the same old name, but you're looking on the outside. You could see inside instead. You would see a brand new man, 'cause the old man's dead. You're looking on the outside. You could see inside instead. You would see a brand new man, 'cause the old man is dead. Why me, Lord? What have I ever done to deserve even one of the pleasures I've known? And tell me, Lord, what did I ever do that was worth loving you? For the kindness you've shown. And Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus. I know what I am, and now that I know that I've needed you, so help me, Jesus. My soul's in your hands. Try me, Lord, if you think there's a way I can try to repay all I've taken from you. And maybe, Lord, I can show someone else what I've been through myself on my way back to you. And Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus. I know what I am, and now that I know that I've needed you, so help me, Jesus. My soul's in your hand. Jesus, my soul's in